back in Israel, and you had been to the field, but you had never done your own field work. Is that correct?
Well, I was, before I went to Berkeley, I was excavating in Hayonim Cave.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was excavating in Ubadia.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, for excavating in Ubadia for 6 years. So I had the experience. There is nothing in Ubadia vis-a-vis fossils, human fossils, but in Hayonim, we were excavating a Natufian graveyard, and it was really a very important incentive for me to continue in this field.
And so you liked being in the field, you liked excavating, you liked finding things.
Yeah.
And you had this love of anatomy and love of anatomy teaching. So what was the next sort of event in your research career?
Well, as I came back, and this is again, thanks to Clark Howell, he told me that Kabara has to be excavated after many years that it wasn't excavated. It was excavated in the 60s. And he told me, don't worry, we'll get you money. And it wasn't, I mean, it was together with Van der Merch and with Ofer Bar Yosef and Baruch Aaron'sburg, that the excavation in Kabara was actually renewed. And in 83, we found the Neanderthal with the pelvis and everything. And I mean, unfortunately, there was no face there. And everybody was grabbing another piece. And I was left with the pelvis.
I see.
Yeah.
So you
and it turned out to be a real pleasure under the belt, a fantastic pleasure.
Right. And then after that, how did you get involved back in Africa?
Well, this was Tim White and of course, Bill Kimball, my dear friend. They asked me to come as an anatomist there. And during the 80s, there was nothing to do there because of the war and the famine and things like this. But in 89...
being Hadar.
In the Hadar, yeah.
Okay.
And so I joined them, and it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
I mean, it's like, if you like anatomy, it's like being in the biggest sort of toy shop in the world.
That's right.
I mean, there's a lot of anatomy. And so you worked pretty closely with Bill Kimball. How did that begin? How did that association begin?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, how did the association with Bill Kimball begin?
Okay, well, I mean, we became very good friends when Clark Howell called him, and he said, there is this strange Israeli here that I want him to see the apharensis stuff that was already in Cleveland. And can you host him? And he says, yes. And I came, and we became good friends. And part of it, I mean, not part of it, but major thing is that we saw anatomy the same way. Really, we were. It's really very unfortunate what happened, but we were very good friends.
So you were on the same sort of wavelength in terms of morphology.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I remember he showed me, AL 45, the base of the skull. It was incredible. I was looking at a chimp, and except the foramen magnum, of course, but and both of us, we were screaming, fantastic.
Mm.
And then he was writing his dissertation, and I was writing my dissertation, and we were spending nights, very late nights, sitting in his living room and discussing and screaming at each other and arguing about a lot of things. But we saw things the same way.